One of the things I've noticed is that proper preparation before delivering any kind of public speech, whether you're teaching NLP or just giving a talk or doing anything, proper preparation can go a very long way. Not preparing properly can really get in your way. So what you're going to find is that if you take the time to prep yourself, just a little bit of time, by doing a few very simple exercises, things are going to flow more smoothly. Have you ever, Sarah, have you ever had this happen where you go to talk to somebody, you go to say something, the words don't quite come out the way you want them to, maybe your full voice isn't there, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's very important that when we're going to address a large group of people that we have our voice tuned up, that we have everything ready to go. And also that we prepare ourselves on as many levels as possible. So let's first take a look at vocal tone and how we can prepare ourselves. Now, actors do this all the time. Professional actors do this, beginning actors do this. They have some way to warm up. They will do some tones, or something that loosens them up, loosens their voice up, so they don't just walk out there and say, "Hey, how you doing?" when they meant to say, "Hi, how are you doing?" So let's take a look at some simple exercises that you can do. Sarah, can you just hum at a comfortable pitch? Okay, now take it down a little bit. Okay, now take it back up. Now take it up really high. Okay, now open your mouth and hum. Okay, take it lower. Back up to where it was. Good, now really high. Okay, great. So this is an example of just loosening up your vocal cords, making sure that you're ready to go. Another thing, and this is one thing that actors like to do, is say something that's a little bit of a tongue twister. So, for example, there are a number of them, but you can keep it fairly straightforward so that you don't have to memorize a large line or anything like that. But red leather, yellow leather is one of my favorites. And I remember from my days of doing community theater how we used to warm up saying that: red leather, yellow leather. But it gets a little tricky when you say it a little bit more quickly. The idea is that you're loosening up your ability to flow with words so that words won't trip you up when you say them. So, Sarah, let's try that. Red leather or yellow leather?
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Red leather, yellow leather. How many times do I say it?
Okay, well, just one for now.
Okay.
Good. Okay, I noticed you said it very precisely. Good. Very carefully.
Concentrate very hard, yeah.
Okay, now let's say it a little faster. Let's say red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Okay, and a little faster.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Okay, now if you say it too fast, eventually it becomes la la la.
Yeah.
You'll eventually reach a point, everyone does, where it's just you're just saying it too fast or too quickly. When you're saying it too quickly, what happens is that it's no longer a word. You've passed that threshold of what your body is able to do with the word, and it just becomes nonsense. And that's okay. So what you want to do is push yourself right to that point, right up to that edge. So say it a little faster now.
Red leather, yellow leather.
A little faster?
Red leather, yellow leather.
A little faster?
Red leather, yellow leather.
Okay, faster?
Red leather, yellow leather.
And faster?
Red leather, yellow leather.
As fast as you can.
Red leather. Oh, I think that was
okay,
as
that was
fast as
it.
I can.
That was it. Okay, good. So we reached the threshold. Okay, now what I want you to do is say it the way you said it, as fast as you could, with pronouncing it, and then do that one time.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Okay, now do it 5 times in a row.
Oh boy, okay. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Okay, great. You're doing great. Okay, so that's all you need to do in terms of that. Pick a tongue twister, rubber baby buggy bumpers if you want, or seashells by the seashore, or whatever you want to pick. Pick something that is a bit of a tongue twister in that if you were to say it quickly enough, it would become a nonsensical word or a non-word. So take it to that edge, and once you have it at that edge, all you need to do is say it 5 times in a row, the word or the phrase 5 times in a row, to just loosen up your ability to flow with words. Which brings up another point. Every now and then, you are going to come across words which are a challenge for you to pronounce. And I've seen this over and over in my college education. Professors actually standing in front of a class and coming across a word that they don't know how to pronounce, and typically it's an anatomical word in my experience, and they say their mispronunciation of it, and they just say it quickly, and they move on, or they say this thing, or they point to it and they don't even pronounce it, or they have somebody else pronounce it. Either way, you can tell that the pronunciation of that word is a challenge for them, and that acts as a bit of a strike against them. Subconsciously, people log that in. They say, well, subconsciously, I don't think the teacher can pronounce that because they don't really understand the material that well, and if they did, they would certainly be able to pronounce every word that they come across. So it's important for you to go through your notes and find those words. You know which words they are. Now, if there aren't any of those words, or if you've skillfully maneuvered around them and removed them from your material, that's fine too, if you can still teach the material and avoid saying those words or having the words in your material. But if they're in there, then I want you to practice saying those words beforehand also. Whatever word it is that trips you up, I want you to practice saying that word 5 times in a row at your full speed meaning as quickly as you can without mispronouncing it, because practicing mispronouncing something isn't going to help. So practice doesn't necessarily make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. So we want to make sure we're practicing it the right way every time. So use those techniques.